What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rasheed White. All right, let's get into it. You guys actually see the title. You see the graphics. The Brooklyn Nets could actually be making a big trade this summer with the Houston Rockets, and it looks like Jabari Smith Jr., Cam Johnson will be the two players that would actually be traded for one another. So let's get into it. This actually comes from SI.com here, and we also go into the scout reports of Jabari Smith Jr. in a couple of moments over here, man. So it says, swapping out Johnson for Smith just makes sense for the rebuilding Brooklyn Nets, a franchise that can offer the number 3 overall pick of the 2022 draft a far bigger role than one he's currently playing in Houston. So hopefully, Smith actually feels that way, and I can say the same thing for what's the other player's name? I forgot the guy's name, man. The one that has really kind of elite potential too. So it says Smith has elite potential as a 6'11" power forward who can score inside and out, yet has watched his minutes and shot attempts either stay stagnant or drop as the talent around him with the Rockets actually grow. So if Houston doesn't want to commit to a big contract to Smith this summer and value Johnson as a floor spacing four, a trade would satisfy both teams. Now, Cam Johnson at the 4, I don't know about that one, man. It would help. I keep saying numerous of times, big guys don't want to actually have to go out there, right, and play on the perimeter. It's very, very taxing to your lower extremities. Like more injuries that can happen to your ligaments there. But Cam Johnson actually guarding the 4 position, nah, that's not going to happen, man. We took 250-pound power forward, 240. Cam Johnson, I think, is about 215, 220. All right, so Smith is due for a big payday in 2026, so the Rockets will need to make a decision soon in regards to his long-term prospects on the team. Trading him to the Nets would allow him to start fresh and have a bigger role, while Johnson would give the Rockets more experience. And I definitely kind of like this trade over here. Let's get into Jabari Smith's scouting report here. And his comp is Chris Bosh on Rashard Lewis. And we know pretty much about his strengths already, but let's go on to the weaknesses, because if this guy is supposed to kind of lead the Nets into the playoffs, I mean, the scouting report, the way these coaches can actually break your game down to the molecule, every tendency, they know everything, man. So it says if he can improve as an ISO guy, it will open up his outside game further. Decent passer, but can improve on this department as well. Often settles for perimeter jumpers or lower percentage mid-range jumpers because of his reluctance or inability to get to the basket and create for others in the half-court offense. All right, so that's something he needs to actually work on. And he's 6'10", 220 pounds. So I can understand why he actually really wants to shoot jumpers. Like most of the power forwards that you see around the NBA, the top tier guys are like 240 from 250 pounds. So it's going to be kind of hard to initiate contact with those type of, move those guys. So him shooting and possibly getting those guys to close out on him and allows him to actually put the ball on the floor. And working on the ISO game, we'll see. I mean, it depends on the type of work that he's actually willing to put in. I don't know if he has all these weaknesses in terms of because right now he's a one-dimensional player. When did he get drafted with the Rockets? This was in, let me see something here. Bio. He was drafted in 2022, 23, 24, 25. So you want to see more from him in 3 years. In the summertime, he should be working out and consistently really kind of working on that ISO game. And a lot of it, as the scout report would say, is in terms of being able to actually create for others, right? Creating for others actually puts the defense, it kind of, excuse me, it kind of throws the defense off for a little bit, man, because if you're just going to be actually wired to score, it's easy for the defense to actually guard you. But if you actually pass the ball, create for others. Now they gotta, now they gotta look out for that, and then you can just kind of read their body language and see whether they're gonna kind of play for the pass. Then you can actually go out there and score. Once you start scoring more, then the defense is more keen into you. Then you can start actually passing. But I mean, the NBA comps is actually really good. I mean, I see it more. The thing is with the Nets, you already have Noah Clowney already, right? And I mean, their NBA comp for him is Theo Ratliff. I gotta look at Jabari Smith more to see if these guys are basically the same player, pretty much. And this is elite athlete, and yeah, he does run the floor really well. He is like in terms of like a power forward that you would want in today's NBA, right? Like in terms of his body type, where he can get, he can switch on to these guards that can actually get downhill and affect their efficiency somewhat, man. So, and we'll look at the stats of Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, you got Şengün there in Houston. I mean, it's really hard. There's only one basketball, so he's not going to really be able to get too many touches, and maybe he could score more, but they feel Şengün, right? And it's definitely more efficient. That's who they want the offense to kind of run through, him and Jalen Green. And, Jabari Smith actually has to play off the basketball, man, which is hard for a lot of players, man. It's not easy when you are the man and you're like, like the best player in college, the best player in high school. And then when you get to the pros, there's people that are actually better than you, and you got to actually, learn how to play without the basketball. So here's his regular season totals: 12.8 points, 13.7, 11.9. So I'm assuming this is like probably when Houston started getting more talent. I mean, it's not bad though. Let me look back into his strengths though. Let's see. And Rashard Lewis was really a good player, man. Let's see here. Versatile defender, can switch 1 through 5. Yeah, I was just saying that. I saw some highlights of him. Plays a level with energy, intelligent decision maker. All right, so I can actually see how he's a little bit higher than Noah Clowney, because Noah Clowney hasn't shown the ability to actually make passes just yet, at a mid-level, not at a high level. So, and it says the turnovers per game is high. He protects the ball with only 1.8 turnovers, so that shows something of his basketball IQ. So yeah, I mean, the Nets should actually make a play for him. I think this is a win-win for both teams. They get Cam Johnson, they still get some shooting, and the Nets really has a player they can actually really develop. All right, so like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.